Who do you got?
We got some folks definitely ready to get this bout started all the way from LA, Angel City A-listers. Number 03, Dizzy Izzy. Number 0820, Minor Threats. Number 2000, Zoe Destroyer. Number 310, Desmanian Devil. Number 362, Gravy. Number 42, Mount Crushmore. Number 44, Webster. Number 480, Bitter Glitter. Number 52, Squash Bob Skate Pants. Number 56, Maxi Mayhem. Number 79, Lil Regulator. Number 8, Monkey Mess. Number 805, Helen Killer. And number 99, Poison Ivy. Let's give it up for the Angel City A-listers.
All right, Portland, put your hands together for the Rosebud All-Stars. Starting with number 138, Speed Demon. Number 129, Raining Madness. Number 15, Hazard in Training. 1717, Starship Trooper. Number 22, Habanero Romero. Number 26, Mace of Grace. Number 29, Ruminator. Number 32, Stitch. 44, Tyranny. Number 50, Showtime. Number 6, Smacky Kennedy. 64, Lady Gotcha. 777, Rosemary's Baby. And number 851, Misdemeanor. Let's give a big round of applause for your Rosebud All-Stars! All right. Well, we are going to get this underway here in just a few short seconds. But how many of you folks out there, is this your first bout you've ever been to with roller derby? Give me a raise of hand. All right. Well, listen up. It looks like we got a lot of veterans here, but we're going to do a little bit of Derby 101 and explain what's going on out there in the first couple jams so everybody can stay up to speed.
Up to speed. I see what you did there.
Aha!
All right, well, gearing up for their first shot at jamming on the line, we have Starship Trooper wearing the star for the Rosebuds going up against Desmanian Devil for Angel City.
Desmanian Devil trying that inside line, the purple wall right now, holding Desmanian in there. And a cut track being called on Starship Troopers right out of the gates. This is a power jam for Angel City.
Now, there are all kinds of crazy buzzwords going around. Jammers, power jam, penalties. Basically, the people wearing the stars are the jammers. They are the skaters responsible for scoring points while they are actively engaged on the track. Those hands up in the air that we see from the referee in the center indicate that Desmanian Devil has picked up 5 points so far for Angel City.
And how she gets those points is by passing the opposing blockers from the team. And that 5th point would be the jammer who was sitting in the penalty box.
Now Starship Trooper has emerged from the penalty box. This is the initial pass for that skater, though. A jammer has to go through the pack one time before being eligible to score points.
Well, and just like that, Desmanian Devil picked up a back block penalty, and it looks like Starship Trooper is now in a power jam. Starship Trooper really fighting hard to try and get through. Angel City doing a great job slowing her down, keeping her in the pack, and killing this penalty.
Starship Trooper having a hard time working around that last line of defense, but finally does so, picking up a grand slam, 5 points in the process.
Desmanian Devil is served her time and is now out there trying to fight through that wall of purple. Up in front, Starship Trooper still trying to get around all those Angel City blockers. Direction of play being called, it looks like on Rosemary's Baby, and that's going to mean she's going to head to the penalty box, and they will start short in the next jam.
But it looks like the Angel City team also has a blocker in the penalty box, so it'll be an even set matchup. Penalties, there are a lot of them. I know it can seem confusing at first, but stick around, and by the second bout, I'm sure you will have it down. Four players on each team going up against each other. Wearing the star for the Buds is Tyranny going up against Gravy for Angel City.
Great hit to the inside by Showtime, and with that, Tyranny out first, but in hot pursuit is Gravy.
Now we have all the blockers just trying to prepare for the arrival of the jammers, who are nearly neck and neck.
And this jam does come to an end. No points scored by either team out there. Right now we've got a score of 15-8, 27 minutes left in this first half.
That was really prudent call by that lead jammer. When the other jammer is hot on your heels, it doesn't really make sense to try and go for those points, because if the other jammer's right behind you, the points are just basically going to cancel each other out. Wearing the star for Rose City, we have none other than Speed Demon going up against Dizzy Izzy for Angel City.
Speed Demon taking a hit, going down. Dizzy Izzy finds an opening on the inside line. Dizzy Izzy is your lead jammer.
Dizzy Izzy had quite a bit of foot speed ahead of Speed Demon, but Speed Demon is out. Wow, that was a fast handful of points picked up.
Well, there was a big wide open hole on that inside line, and it made it really easy to pick up those 5 points as she got around there.
Wearing the star for the Rosebuds. Someone with so much hair, I can barely make out who it is. I think that is none other than Lady Gotcha.
Pack is very separated right now. And with that, Mount Crushmore finally engaging the back of that purple wall. Rose Petals right now doing a nice job trying to push her out on that outside line. But Mount Crushmore doing a fine job staying in bounds and is your lead jammer.
Great defense being put on display by Angel City, forcing Lady Gotcha all the way to the back of the pack, having to give it a go again.
Lady Gotcha getting escorted out of bounds by that strong Los Angeles defense. Angel City doing a great job holding in that jammer and not letting it go anywhere. Mount Crushmore does get around and picks up 4 points on that pass.
Beautiful aborted apex jump coming in. Gonna force that jammer Crushmore to give it a go again.
Misdemeanor was pivotal right there in holding that jammer in. Good call off as they stifled any scoring. Lady Gotcha was on her way around. They picked up their 4 points and called it dead.
We'd like to take a moment to thank Tonkin.com. The largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest is only a click away at Tonkin.com.
Wearing the star for Angel City is Gravy, going up against none other than Tyranny.
Tyranny engaging the back of that white wall, trying to find an opening on the outside. And a cut being called, and that is going to give another power jam up, and Angel City will benefit from it.
And lead jammer Gravy eking out around the inside, and it will be a power jam.
Looks like another minute being assessed. And in the penalty box goes another Angel City player. Still a nice defense being played right now by the Rosebuds. They are able to keep the jammer in, and they now have picked up a penalty on the Angel City jammer.
And the blockers anxiously await the arrival of jammers, just as we do.
And finally, the Rosebuds jammer has been released. They're taking her way back, trying to get that cut drawn. Driving right up through the middle. Nice work by Tyranny, and she is out of the pack.
That was really, really patient, well-planned footwork by Tyranny. Great foot speed control.
Tyranny comes in. Offense is out there and playing. 2 blockers left to beat. Tyranny is now out of the pack. The cap has come off. Gravy decides to put it back on and continue to fight. Rosebuds right now have got her number, though. Oh, and she finally hops out on turn number 4.
Great juking and jiving by both jammers out there, just narrowly eking their way around what would have been devastating hits.
Just like that, she comes sliding into a very strong 2-wall, tries to take that inside line and continues to bump players. Tyranny trying to work her way up, ends up picking herself up in the top of the apex. This jam is whistled dead. 2 points picked up by Angel City, and 3 points at the end of that being picked up for the Rosebuds.
That was a really hectic last bit of the jam. All of the defensive men really had great intentions for playing defense, but everyone was kind of scrambled apart, going to have to really work on tightening it up on both sides. Now wearing the star for the Rosebuds, ready to launch Reigning Madness, going up against Dizzy Izzy.
Dizzy Izzy taking that inside line, found a wide open hole, and she is your lead jammer. Reigning Madness still trying to fight her way through, just makes it to the pivot line and still fighting through that very strong Los Angeles wall. Dizzy Izzy stuck in the bag, dropping players as she goes and picking up those points. Another open hole on that inside line, and that should be 4 points for Dizzy Izzy.
That hole was opened wide by Webster. Webster just set up on that inside and plowed out what had been a really strong and sturdy wall, holding up shop on that inside. Brutal and brilliant offense. Wearing the star for white is going to be Mount Crushmore, facing off against Speed Demon for the Rose City Rosebuds.
Speed Demon trying to get around a moving wall, has 1 blocker left to beat, but not quick enough. Mount Crushmore up front is your lead jammer. Low block being called, and there's a full penalty box right now for Angel City.
Both packs have really been whittled down in the last couple minutes. This happens a lot at the very beginning part of bouts, no matter what the age, demographic, gender, any of those things is concerned. Everyone's just so ready to get out there and be important, but sometimes you gotta kind of rein it in, dial it back a little, regroup, stay focused, and I think in the next few jams you're really gonna see that on display.
A very light pack out there right now, 2-on-1, and both jammers are on the track.
Starship Trooper is out first and foremost, lead jammer, Rose City.
Well, now it will be 2-on-2 as one of the blockers has emerged from Angel City. Both jammers come in very hard. Both try the outside. Both of them have been knocked out of bounds. Starship Trooper getting taken back between the 2 lines. And Tasmanian Devil is out for a scoring 4-point pass.
Really impressive communication coming from both teams, especially amongst the blocker core. People really doing their part to try and catch a little piece of the approaching jammers while then communicating to their teammates where they need to be.
We'd like to thank OHSU Sports Medicine, proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
Mount Crushmore jamming for LA, going up against Lady Gotcha for the Buds.
Lady Gotcha gets kicked out of bounds on the outside line. Now she's got a little drill here to get through single players as they spread out. Up front, looks like Mount Crushmore is out first as your lead jammer.
Really great last-ditch defense by those blockers coming from LA, forcing Lady Gotcha all the way to the back.
Mount Crushmore comes in very hot and ends up hitting all four of those blockers. Cannot get through. Finally, Rosebuds get their jammer free, but not before 1 point being picked up by the A-listers.
We are sitting with Angel City at 45 to the Rosebuds 22. How many of you out there have come all the way up from beautiful Los Angeles, California to be here today? Well, thank you for bringing some lovely weather with you. We're
yeah,
very
I'm about
grateful.
to say, they brought the sun with them because we did not have it last week. Dizzy Izzy on the line going up against Tyranny. Both jammers out in turn number 1. Tyranny jumps right back in. She's got one blocker left to beat, and she is out as your lead jammer. Dizzy Izzy in hot pursuit, and once again, dwindled numbers out on the track for Los Angeles.
We've seen a real turnaround in these last few games. Rosebuds were having a hard time grabbing at that lead jammer status, but seems like they're getting much more warmed up, and you can kind of see that as they've picked up the score. We have an official timeout.
And an official timeout means it's a taco timeout brought to you by Porcano. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. That's Porcano. This timeout's also a good opportunity to get your raffle tickets. The Lazy Sunday Morning Basket valued well over $250. Tickets are $1 a piece, 10 for $5, or your height for $20. Winners will be drawn during halftime of the second bout.
Radiant Madness on the line, going up against Mount Crushmore. Mount Crushmore almost getting around the inside on that line, getting taken down and stuck behind that purple wall. In the back, Radiant Madness still trying to fight. Here comes some offense. Radiant Madness gets around and is finally out. Mount Crushmore is out first as your lead jammer.
That was really, really well fought by Mount Crushmore. That was a terrible tripod of terror being exerted by the Buds, but finally dropping his shoulder and forcing the way out. Calling that jam off once, hitting it again.
And that was a big hit right there at the end. She came in very hot, got taken out, and as she dropped, she called off that jam. Great body control and awareness. Angel City right now at 46, Rosebuds at 26.
Oh my gosh, everyone is in gameplay. That is my favorite part of the day, and hopefully I didn't just jinx it. Speed Demon wears the star for Rose City, going up against Gravy for Angel City.
Gravy trying to find an open side, ends up stepping out of bounds, then running to the inside, trying to find a way to get out. Speed Demon still stuck in that pack, does get dropped on the outside. Out first is Gravy.
That was great weaving by Gravy, and again, such stellar foot speed control. Oh my goodness, yet again.
Gravy, fantastic control, goes out of bounds, comes right back in and runs up that inside line. Still stuck in the pack. Speed Demon got the cap off, looking for a little help from her friends, but right now they are dealing with Gravy, who right now is sitting on 5 points and looking to get more.
Amazing offense coming from Dizzy Izzy, just scrambling up the inside of that wall. Unfortunately, Gravy managed to pick up a forearm penalty and will now serve a little bit of time in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Los Angeles kicking out Speed Demon and taking her way back to where she had to start. And here comes the defense. They are in a power jam and they are spread way out. Speed Demon has not figured out a way to get out of this pack as of yet. Rosebud's content to let the jammer work for it and wait for the opposing jammer.
Misdemeanor trying to post up and scramble that formidable wall of LA. That was some real damage control by Angel City, killing that power jam.
Well, speaking of damage control, that was Smacky Kennedy sneaking back there and grabbing that cap, giving her jammer a break, and she has got a full head of steam going into the LA blockers, taking them out as she goes, picks up 4 points for her effort. Gravy wants no part of it, though. She says, no, I'm going to get my own 4 points. That's a 14-4 differential. Los Angeles now pushing that score to 60-30 over the Rosebuds.
And for any of you watching in the audience that are wondering what's going on with all of these little accessory swap outs, what happens is the jammers are capable of passing their jammer status, that means their penalty scoring abilities, to the skaters wearing stripes on the helmets. The stripe wearers are called pivots. Once that happens, the pivots are now eligible to score points. You cannot pass lead jammer status, though. So just in case you were a little bit confused in your seats.
Tyranny going up against Tasmanian Devil. Tyranny right now stuck up in front against the very strong Los Angeles 4-wall. Tasmanian Devil gets through on that inside line, and she's your lead jammer.
Tasmanian Devil did a great job of taking advantage of the scramble happening on the outside of track. No one really started creeping up that inside.
Tasmanian Devil in position to score. She's pushing that purple wall out. Here comes a little bit of offense to open up a hole on the outside. She's picking up points as she goes. Finally, it looks like Rosemary's Baby gets her on the inside and takes her way back. Tyranny right now trying to get through on that inside line, really struggling to get out of that Los Angeles wall. Tasmanian Devil up front and stuck at the top of the apex, and she must have heard me say something because she is now out, picking up a 5-point grand slam.
Tyranny still chopped the back, getting a little bit of offensive help from fellow teammates. Just enough time to then turn their attention back to the jammer.
Tyranny getting taken out once again. Strolling back with the cap in her hand. Tasmanian Devil is out again, picking up 5 points. Nice 4-wall being set up. They're looking to pass, but the A-listers are not letting that pivot get anywhere close to that jammer.
Very, very well fought. Star pass, Starship Trooper now wearing the star for the Rosebuds.
And a penalty being called. Looks like a back block on Tasmanian Devil. This will now give an opportunity for Starship Trooper with a nice little spin to pick up 5 points for the Rosebuds.
We'd like to thank Bike Punk, locally printed eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com.
And this team timeout is being called by the Rosebuds.
This will be a Mike Checks Music Minute, and we will be back as soon as this timeout is over.
take care of that.
Well, we're bringing Derby back to the line. Just over 11 minutes left in this first half of this first bout of this wonderful Sunday brunch spent down in beautiful, beautiful Selwood, Portland, Oregon.
Lady Gotcha on the line, and the Derby starts right away. Bodies are all over the place in turn number 1. Lady Gotcha picks herself up, brushes herself off, and she's your lead jammer.
Great opportunity here for the Rosebuds to narrow some of that gap in the score. Huge blocker advantage by the Buds. Eking her way out the outside. 5-point grand slam.
No, you're okay. Lady Gotcha is looking to score some more points. Desmanian Devil gets knocked out in turn number 2. 4 more points, though, picked up by Lady Gotcha.
Rosebuds doing a great job of anticipating that star pass.
And there's a star pass. Dizzy Izzy now has the star. Lady Gotcha has got one blocker left to beat, who is really forcing her to the outside. Call off happens. 3 points picked up on that pass. That's 12 for the Rosebuds, and they did, in fact, really need those points.
Great defense by Zoe Destroyer there, really forcing that call off. Wearing the star for the Rosebuds, we have Reigning Madness going up against some bad Mamma Jamma, Mount Crushmore.
Reigning Madness runs around the outside of that purple wall, engages the A-listers, and is stuck back there, whereas Mount Crushmore now up front, really pushing through those blockers and forcing them out of play. No pack is called, and I knew there was going to be a whistle there. That should make it. Mount Crushmore is now your lead jammer.
The Buds did do a good job that last jam, narrowing the lead, but now with Mount Crushmore owning the clock.
Reigning Madness is now through that pack. 5 more points picked up by Mount Crushmore. Wise call off as Reigning Madness was coming in a scoring position. They've got a 30-point lead. You don't want to lose any points. You don't have to in this game.
We're big on conservation here in Portland.
Reuse, recycle.
Dizzy Izzy donning the star for Angel City, going up against Speed Demon for the Rosebuds.
Very depleted pack right now for the Rosebuds. Dizzy Izzy is pushing her way through those 2 blockers. Nice defense being played, but there's only so much you can do with those 2 blockers. Direction of play being called out there that I believe is going to be on Smacky Kennedy.
And now it's Dizzy Izzy's turn to take advantage of that pack advantage.
5 points being picked up on that pass. Both blockers or jammers are now out of that pack. Nice little offense played there. It was able to open up that wall and pick up 2 points, giving them 7 for that jam.
We would like to thank our friends from MDC Viewpoint Research for being here in the house tonight. And we have a quick question. If you are here as a fan but do not have a child in the program, please raise your hand. We are trying to get an idea of who is here just as a fan. These lovely ladies down here with Rocket Mean in the best seats are trying to get an idea We're trying to improve the fan experience for Rosebud and Rose Petal fans, so raise your hand really high if you're here but do not have a child in the program and are not from LA.
Tasmanian Devil is out and trying to fight her way into some points. Up front, Tyranny is going nowhere fast in the top of the apex, trying to get through that very strong A-lister wall. Tasmanian Devil is out, picks up a 5-point grand slam.
Yes, and just a heads up, if you are in the audience and you did have your arm up, we have someone walking around right now, a lovely individual with blue and pink hair. So be sure to grab them so you don't have to keep your arm up the whole time. But we would love to get you involved and hook you up for your time. Thank you so much for your participation.
Tyranny is now out of the pack. Tasmanian Devil is trying to fight through, calls it off, picks up, no points picked up for the Rosebuds. 1 more point picked up for Angel City, bringing their score to 90 over Rosebuds by 47.
Very impressive use of time management by Angel City Jammers. Really not looking to waste any spare seconds or run the risk of giving up any free points to the approaching blockers. Wearing the star for the Buds, we have Lady Gotcha up against Mount Crushmore.
Mount Crushmore, so quick, very efficient, runs sideways up that inside line to get herself free. She's your lead jammer.
Maxi Mayhem taunting Jammers in the back of the pack.
Back block being called on Mount Crushmore. She came in, engaged a non-hit zone, and that will put her in the penalty box, giving a power jam up. Lady Gotcha still stuck in the pack on her initial pass. Offense coming, but Lady Gotcha is down in turn number 2 now. 1 player left to beat. The recycling, though, from Angel City is incredible, and Lady Gotcha does not know what to do to stop it.
You can call Rosemary's Baby Plow King, because Rosemary's Baby is just plowing walls out of the way.
Wow, gigantic hits coming from the A-listers right now. Lady Gotcha finally able to shrug some off and move forward in this jam.
That was quite the power jam kill by the A-listers.
Low block being called out there on the pack. Finally, Mount Crushmore served her time and is out, picking up right where she left off, picking up 4 points. Lady Gotcha now around the outside, picking up 4 points of her own.
Nice little assist coming from Minor Threat to help Mount Crushmore get a little bit more speed out of that pack.
Rosemary's Baby cleaning out a wall, making it a whole lot easier for her jammer. Tries to do a huge hit, but the moves on Mount Crushmore are incredible. 5 more points.
I think that the braid served as a little extra propeller to gain momentum away from that hit.
Mount Crushmore at the very end came in very hot, very strong, and knocked some blockers around. No call, though. I do agree with that.
We'd like to thank Kind Bars, a brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bars made from ingredients you can see and pronounce. That's Kind Bars.
You know, you mentioned Plow King. You know, that used to be my sister's derby name back in the day.
Back in the olden days when the wheels were made from stone. They were well polished, though.
Dizzy Izzy stuck in the pack, and out comes Raining Madness as your lead jammer.
Dizzy Izzy not too far behind, though.
And they brought the offense, but not before Dizzy Izzy would pick up 3 points to the Rosebuds 1. You got to wonder if you should have called it a little quicker, because Dizzy Izzy was coming in very hot.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. These are things we reflect upon for the second half.
If I could turn back time.
I do love me some Cher. There is nothing, if loving Cher is wrong, I do not want to be right. Demon Speed, Speed Demon, even better, wearing the star for the Rosebuds, Desmanian Devil for Angel City.
Desmanian Devil having so far a great game. She's up against the 3-wall and pushing on that inside line, trying to find a purchase to get her way through in the back. Speed Demon still stuck at the pivot line with those 3 blockers, moving her around and taking her out of bounds. Desmanian Devil is out as Lee Jammer, but gets tapped out of bounds. And Rosemary's Baby is going to take her way back and make her start again. Desmanian Devil got knocked out of bounds. The blocker did go down, but she entered in front of 2 opposing blockers, and that is going to give a power jam up for Speed Demon.
Really amazing adjustments to offense coming from the Rosebuds. The moment they hear the opposing jammer call to the penalty box, they're instantly focusing on offense.
Still a lot of big hits. Speed Demon finally gets out of the pack, and she strung that wall all the way out about 40 feet before they let her go.
Desmanian Devil just stepping up that small crevice that was wide open to the take.
Speed Demon finally taking off the cap, looking up front where she's going to pass it. Gets the pass, but here comes the blockers from Angel City, locking down. Oh, she does get out. Habanero Romero with the quick fix speed does get her out of that pack. Desmanian Devil using the orbit of that blocker to get out on her own. Lots of heavy action out there. In the end, it was a 7-5 run. Rosebuds right now sitting at 61, 111 for Angel City.
I've got to acknowledge the incredible efforts by Captain Squash Bob Skate Pants, really turning so quickly from defense and then just a quick cleaning out of an attempted pick by the opposing team. Just unbelievable awareness. I think that skater must have 8 eyes just located all over the skull.
Rainy Madness and Mount Crushmore, they're your jammers. Mount Crushmore forcing that outside, trying to leverage herself to get around that blocker. Raining Madness found an opening. She's out in turn number 1 and your lead jammer.
And a little push from Monkey Mess is exactly what Mount Crushmore needed to finally emerge from that pack.
Oh, man, there was a whole lot of action right there. 4 points, though, being picked up. Only 2 for the Rosebuds. And we are going to roll into intermission. I know that there was a penalty right there at the end, but give us about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we'll be right back. Layla, what do you got? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get the second half of this sanctioned bout back underway. So where are my Angel City A-lister fans out there? Wow, you guys came in number. Where are my Rosebud fans out there? Once again, I want to thank all you nice folks from Los Angeles to coming up here today. And starting on the line, Tyranny and Dizzy Izzy. Dizzy Izzy muscled her way quickly out first. She is in a power jam as Tyranny picked up a back block.
Dizzy Izzy playing quarterback as well as jammer, telling the blockers exactly where they need to be for maximum results. Achieve 5-point grand slam.
Defense or offense waiting. They come in from both sides. Dizzy Izzy benefited from almost getting all the way through. And Rosemary's Baby, last line of defense here, doing a nice job locking her down and really making her work for it.
That was a good, at least it was a speed scrubber. Great juking by Tyranny out on the initial pass.
Dizzy Izzy getting a cut track, will head to the penalty box. Tyranny is out there all by her lonesome. This will be a 2-minute jam. Tyranny right now at the top of the apex, trying to fight her way through, ends up going down. One blocker left to beat. And nice recycling by Angel City, but finally Tyranny is through and picks up 5 points.
Great pouncing offense by the Rosebuds.
And a high block call on Tyranny. That will switch the Jammers in the penalty box. And that will give Dizzy Izzy an opportunity to pick up where she left off. Quick footwork on the inside. That's a 4-point pass.
It was quick footwork and a fake that achieved that handful of points put up.
I think you're going to be getting a sub in the penalty box for one getting checked out on the bench.
$15 points picked up by Angel City in that last jam. 14 being picked up by the Rosebuds. And I think they need to talk about points and some things down on the floor to make sure they've got all the stats right. They're going to have a quick official review and chat it out.
Well, it looks like an official timeout, and this official timeout brought to you, of course, by Porque No. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. That's Porque No.
Porque, yes.
Porque always.
Porque, absolutely.
And if they're, don't you shake your head at me down there. I see you down there. That is a beloved old school, that is unscripted. Shocking, I know. You must have never had their margaritas before. Otherwise, you'd be saying porque siempre.
Porque, woo! Tasmanian Devil out on the line all by herself in a power jam to get this next jam started.
All aboard the Angel City train.
That's the A train for you.
Toot, toot.
And Tasmanian Devil getting all that offense, pushed it all the way around the track. She's your lead jammer.
Very effective collapsible strategy. Making a goat out of Rubinator is no small feat.
5 points being picked up on that pass. They have Tyranny locked down in the back. Tasmanian Devil up against the 3-wall of the Rosebuds. Pressing that team ever so slightly forward. Not able to get very much momentum in there.
Nice offense coming from Captain Squash Bob Skate Pants.
Might be the coolest name of the day.
As to watch.
5 more points being picked up by Tasmanian Devil. It was 4.
Wow, really great awareness by Tasmanian Devil. Backwards and by the skin of the skate on that inside line, grand slam.
Starship Trooper has now got the cap and has got 1 player left to beat. Out of play is called. They've got to let her go. Starship Trooper is now out of that pack. Just as she got the cap on, whistle is blown dead.
We'd like to thank Fran's Bakery. Fran's has been proudly baking in Portland since 1906. Thanks, Fran's.
Angel City picking up 18 points in that last jam. Right now they're at 147 to 72 by the Rosebuds. Speed Demon on the line going up against Mount Crushmore. Mount Crushmore having a great game so far. Trying to get around on the outside. Finds an opening on the end and then crashes into that purple wall. Oh, the inside line opened up and Speed Demon is out first and in control of this jam.
Really, really great move by Speed Demon, taking advantage of the fact that all the attention was being focused on Mount Crushmore up to the outside and kind of top of the pitch.
Mount Crushmore goes around the outside, picks up 1 point on that pass to 1 point for the Rosebuds.
Now, if you are having a great time out there, which I know you all are, and if maybe you're feeling a little bit lucky this Sunday morning, you should definitely buy yourself some raffle tickets. We have a fantastic Lazy Sunday morning basket full of all kinds of delicious things. Assorted gift boxes of teas. We have gift cards for Grand Central Bakery, Sock It To Me socks, merch, coffee, Mexican food from Chipotle and Koi Fusion, and ice cream and all kinds of delicious things. Get your raffle tickets while you can.
And Gravy, she's your lead jammer. But Reigning Madness finds a wide open hole on the outside and capitalizes on that. Gravy already in a scoring position and picks up 4 points and calls it off.
That was with a great handful of help from Tantrum. Great job by Tantrum, just setting a huge pick for Gravy to pick up all those points. Real easy.
We'd like to thank the WSL Leadership Coaching, the awesome secret weapon of a Rose City. That is WSL Leadership Coaching.
Lady Gotcha, donning the star for the Rosebuds. Going up against Dizzy Izzy for the A-listers.
Both jammers engage the wall, try to go up that inside line. Lady Gotcha decides to go outside, and right through the middle, Dizzy Izzy is out versus lead jammer. Lady Gotcha trying to fight up along the outside line. Now big pile up in the corner on the inside. Dizzy Izzy has made her way around and is engaged the back of that purple wall. Is pushing them and pushing them out far. They had to drop a bridge in order to keep her in. Dizzy Izzy is now kicked out of bounds.
Wow.
Lady Gotcha goes back, does have to start again, finds an opening on the outside. 1 blocker left to beat. 2 now are on top of her, and the whole pack is caught up. Three points picked up at the end of that jam. Score now 155-73.
Starship Trooper wears the star for the Rosebuds. Going to be going up against Webster. I think this might be the first time Webster is wearing the star for Angel City today.
Wow, Webster got some speed on her. That's a quick out, and she's your lead jammer. Starship Trooper trying to fight her way through. It does a nice little turn move to get out. Webster now engaging that pack. Glides in, bumps it off, and calls it. 3 points picked up. Well, she was turning on me. I couldn't quite tell what the number was.
We'd like to thank PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings. That's PDX Pipeline.
Zoe Destroyer gonna jam for the A-listers, going up against Tyranny of the Rosebuds. A-lister still holds a blocker advantage.
Tyranny engages that wall, bursts right on through the middle, tries to go around the outside. They were not fooled by it. She's got an entire pack of white shirts all up on her. Zoe Destroyer stuck behind a purple wall that's very depleted right now, but she's got Rosemary's Baby to contend with and Smacky Kennedy. Fine blockers by the Rosebuds, and they had her locked down for almost the length of the track.
Another stellar assist coming from Lil Regulator.
Tyranny still fighting her way out, has gone all the way around and started where she was. Zoe Destroyer gets through, calls off that jam, and picks up 5 points for her fantastic effort.
Long legs leaping by Zoe Destroyer. It's very infrequently you see just not even an apex jump, just a straightaway inside jump.
5 golden points.
Reigning Madness gonna jam for the Rosebuds up against Mount Crushmore for Angel City.
Reigning Madness now stuck in the back, trying to work up that outside line. She is not letting it go, and she makes it happen. Pure will got her up that.
Reigning Madness thought there was a little piece on the outside, but Tasmanian Devil gave her the what for, forced the go around.
Both jammers now back in the pack, and as I say that, Reigning Madness comes on through to the other side, picking up 5 points. Reigning Madness still stuck up against the back of that 2-wall. She goes out, back to the end, and back again. Cap is in her hand, and we've got a star pass. Showtime's got the star and is in hot pursuit trying to put it on.
Wait, what time is it?
Showtime. Wow! Showing who's got the jumps out there. Mount Crushmore with a great jump to pick up those 4 points. Holy smokes.
We'd like to thank Voodoo Donut. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice. That's Voodoo Donut.
Slight pack advantage for the Rosebuds. Only 2 blockers out there for Angel City. Gravy right now stuck behind Rosemary's Baby. Speed Demon takes advantage of that smaller pack and is out first as your lead jammer.
Great job by Smacky Kennedy anticipating the offense coming in and doing her best to deflect it.
Great move on the inside by Gravy. Gravy now out of the pack. Whistles are blowing everywhere. Someone's going to the penalty box. Speed Demon, though, right in the middle. Oh, she was almost out and gets kicked out of bounds. More whistles than a rave in the 90s, boys.
I was just going to say, thankfully, there are no strobe lights. Otherwise, we'd have to post signs.
We got 4 more points picked up by Speed Demon.
I mean, Jankos are making a comeback from what I hear, so I guess anything's possible.
Gravy up front, really slow in turn number 1, trying to get around those blockers. They are basically hugging her out of bounds. And Speed Demon gets open on the inside line. Multiplayer block being called.
And it looks like a track cut infraction is going to see Speed Demon serve some time in the penalty box.
Speed Demon headed to the penalty box. That is going to give Gravy an opportunity to get more points on the board for Angel City.
Awesome defense, offense coming in by Webster, just breaking up what was left of that wall of buds.
Well, there's another blocker for the Angel City headed to the penalty box. Gravy still on her scoring pass. Oh, and that one blocker out there for Angel City did all the offense that Gravy needed. This jam comes to an end.
I call that hand grenade offense. You just have to like throw yourself into the middle of the action and sort of just hope that people get scrambled up along the way, and it was really effective.
Yeah, that's how Layla SmackDown did it. It was like
not always with the same level of success that Webster just did.
Oh, no. You used to dive like it was coming off the top of a turnbuckle in WWF, man.
The people's elbow.
Yeah. Jimmy Fly's Layla SmackDown over here.
We have a team timeout being called by Angel City. So we're just going to let you enjoy the smooth stylings of none other than T Swift. as a buffet. Dignity is not in your wheelhouse.
If she had any dignity, she wouldn't love me nearly as much as she does.
It's like most of my relationships.
And we're back. Lady Gotcha on the line. Zoe Destroyer for Angel City. Trying to get around on that outside. Very fast footwork by the Rosebuds to glide her out of bounds. Up front, Lady Gotcha now trying to trip her way through. Around the outside in corner number 2, Lady Gotcha is your lead jammer.
Mace of Grace was the hand grenade in that offensive maneuver, and it really proved advantageous for Lady Gotcha.
Lady Gotcha came in and ended up hitting the deck with that very strong offense by the Angel City A-listers. The Rosebuds. Oh, a forearm call on Lady Gotcha, and she will now head to the penalty box. The A-listers, though, are going to benefit from another power jam.
Zoe Destroyer had contemplating passing the star and then said, you know what, I'll do a power jam, okay. 5 points picked up in that pass.
There's another penalty right there. A back block being called on Angel City, depleting their numbers. Excellent offense coming in.
Minor threat. Wow.
Man.
Maybe want to consider renaming to major threat.
That was a major threat. That was
It might not, have the same ring to it, but let's give some credit where credit is due.
I haven't seen, full-blown skaters hit that hard in an offense before. Zoe Destroyer still trying to fight her way through on another scoring pass. She's got 10 on the board already in this jam. Ends up calling it. Well, nope, she can't. No one's pointing at her.
Lady Gotcha digging down deep to find the light of day, picking up 4 points in the process.
Zoe Destroyer getting taken outside and having to start again. She's now content to go back in and play a little bit of defense and slow it down. 5 more points. That was a 15-point jam for Destroyer.
We'd like to thank Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers, and the place to purchase your derby gear. That's Oaks Amusement Park.
Habanero Romero jamming for the Rosebuds. Going up against Dizzy Izzy for the A-listers.
Dizzy Izzy, once again, running up that inside line so effectively. She's your lead jammer.
Shortest distance around the track, that's for sure, but Habanero Romero has a lot of foot speed trying to narrow that gap.
Wow, what a great move by Dizzy Izzy. She looked like she was going to go out, jump to the end with a humongous jump to get through and pick up those 4 points.
Leaping A-listers.
We'd like to thank Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and proud part of the Rose City Rollers since 2009. That's Black Cat Plumbing.
Tyranny's gonna jam for the Rosebuds, going up against Dizzy Izzy for the A-listers.
Tyranny tries to go through the middle of that 4 wall. It's a very strong 4 wall. Dizzy Izzy, on the other hand, breaks on through at the top of the apex as your lead jammer.
Wow, Tyranny doing a great job of shrugging off some hits, going it alone and out on the initial pass.
Dizzy Izzy, picking up a penalty. It is a back block. Everybody now engaging that wall. Tyranny is trying to fight her way through. Rosebuds, it looks like they're going to let her try and continue to fight.
Bitter Glitter doing a great job of reinforcing that wall of D.
And here comes the offense. They are hitting everybody. Everybody got a swing on that, but Tyranny gets spun and sat down. Penalty being picked up on Little Regulator. Multiplayer being picked up out on the track. That will be on number 26, Mace of Grace. 4 points on that pass for Dizzy Izzy.
Wow, Dizzy Izzy just ducking and surfing around that top of the key.
Making it look easy out there. Tyranny with the cap off, still stuck in the back of that pack. So much action, the refs are now falling down.
We do have a star pass. It is Smacky Kennedy, the newest recipient of the star.
Dizzy Izzy tripping over her own skater, still picks up her 4 points. And that's how you do it. That's an assist and a half right there.
We'd like to thank Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, the best of modern cinema, independent art, and classic film for Portland's movie lovers. That's a Laurelhurst Theater and Pub.
Mount Crushmore's jamming for the A-listers, going up against Raining Madness for the Buds.
Mount Crushmore actually tried to take that inside line, but got tapped out of bounds, and they're going to force her back. Speaking of going back, Raining Madness skating the wrong way out of bounds, trying to get behind those blockers who knocked her out of bounds. Mount Crushmore still up front, trying to get through, gets tapped out of bounds at turn number 1. She'll go back behind the purple wall and start again. 2 blockers are all that's left out on the track. Raining Madness, though, struggling with those strong blockers. And a high block being called on Raining Madness.
There's an unbelievable defense coming from the A-listers. They just took turns sweeping Raining Madness from one side of the track to the other, finally depositing on the inside and incurring a high block.
Absolutely beautiful waterfall effect of defense to keep that jammer in there and draw that penalty. Mount Crushmore on at the top of the apex, trying to get through on the inside, and that is some of the best offense that is textbook to get their jammer free.
All kinds of credit to Lil Regulator on that one.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and right here you're seeing it. Angel City is clipping right along, and everybody knows what they are doing. Raining Madness has served her time. She's back on the track, knocking people down, and I do believe, no, they're telling her to go back on the track.
Lil Regulator doing a great job again of switching, trying to play a little bit of O and then deciding, no, I should focus on defense. Adaptability is the name of the game. Or I guess maybe just like a nickname for it. The game, I guess,
nickname of the game?
It's still called Roller Derby.
Oh, they haven't changed that yet. Raining Madness still trying to get through and does not pick up any points on that pass. Fist in the air, waving like he just don't care.
We'd like to thank 808 Food So Good It Straight Broke the Mouth with 2 locations on Burnside and Woodstock. That's 808.
Timeout being called on the track. This is a Magic Pony Music Minute. Just under 8 minutes left in this game. Angel City came to play today. Boy, howdy. They are at 241 points with 8 minutes left.
I mean, if you're going to schlep, you might as well do it with some style and distinction.
I'm telling you. Starship Trooper. Oh, one blocker left the beat. Gets taken out of bounds.
I think that truly is the saddest place of all. Back to that amazing recycling defense. They're just taking turns accordioning backwards. Ooh, a little bit of a pileup.
Yeah,
right
that was a low block
line.
call right there, and that will deplete their numbers once again. But the defense being put down by Angel City is just phenomenal.
Mount Crushmore came like a bat out of hell of that penalty box, grabbing lead jammer status.
5 points being picked out by Mount Crushmore on that pass. Mount Crushmore once again around the outside. She's got 5 points.
Mount Crushmore was very careful as to not to disturb her blockers in that pass as they were focusing all of their attention on Starship Trooper. Great awareness.
Wow, and that's how you do it. Mount Crushmore getting low with that last blocker and shrugged off that hit like it was no big deal. First time on the line today, that is going to be Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, do we have any Rosemary's Baby fans out there? Let's make some noise.
Pack advantage right now for the Rosebuds. Only 2 blockers out there for Angel City A-listers.
Charging right on through that outside lead jammer, Rosemary's Baby.
And Gravy is now out of the pack and on her way. Rosemary's Babies comes in to those 2 blockers. And a forearm being called on Rosemary's Baby. And a back block being called on Gravy.
Luckily, we won't have to see too much inactivity for very long. Rosemary's Baby already sprung back into action. Gravy shouldn't have to keep her keister in that seat too long either.
Rosemary's Baby tries to take that inside line, levels the wall, does a nice little flip around to get through, and a cut track being called. That's going to be, I believe, on Zoe Destroyer.
Very patient and methodical jamming coming from Rosemary's Baby. I think that's the reason why it was such a kind of subtle pirouette around.
Rosemary's Baby is knocked out of bounds, will go back and start again. 4 points picked up by Gravy on that pass. Very quickly she is back around and on another scoring pass. Rosemary's Baby tries to get around all those blockers. One blocker breaks off, runs to the front of the pack and catches her on the other side.
Rosebud's blockers were so fixated on defending the opposing jammer, they didn't even realize that all of those A-lister blockers had plenty of time to work their way up to the front and reabsorb Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby comes in very hot and takes out another opposing blocker with a back block. And so she will head back to the penalty box. And this jam comes to an end.
Again, we'd like to thank Tonkin.com with the largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest. Only a click away at Tonkin.com.
Hey, listeners, we're very short to get to out on the track. Penalties being assessed, but that does not stop the A-listers from picking up lead jammer out there. And just like that, Dizzy Izzy is right on through to the other side, picking up a quick 5 points in this depleted pack in a power jam.
So much credit to the A-listers in this bout, really learning how to take advantage of all of those, not only power jam opportunities, but blocker advantages.
Dizzy Izzy coming up very, very slow, calls it off. He's trying to walk it off, or should I say skate it off.
And skaters leaving of their own volition. That's what we like to see. Give it up for these hard-working athletes out there.
Yeah, I always like it when they can get off on their own will.
Yep.
And sometimes you just need that minute to catch your breath and get yourself back arranged to make that move.
There's nothing more terrifying than having the wind knocked out of you.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
Well, there are more terrifying things, sure, but not as pertains to where we are and what we're doing in this moment in time.
Well, out on the track, I'm going to see Mount Crushmore, and I do believe that's Reign of Madness. Reign of Madness taking on that 2-wall. Oh, tiptoes up the outside line. Reign of Madness is your lead jammer.
Great job by Mace of Grace, just managing to scrub a little bit of the speed off of Mount Crushmore, allowing for more distance for Reigning Madness.
Very, very fast pack right now. Reign of Madness has got pushed all the way up to the top of the apex between 3 and 4. They are hammering away and finally kick her out of bounds. Three points being picked up on that last point pass. And for Angel City, they picked up another 4.
We only have just about 2 minutes left in this first bout of the day. So if this is the game you are here for, then leave nothing back, fans. Let's make some noise for the teams on the track. Woo! That's what we love to hear. I'm sure they do too. Starship Trooper wears the star for the Buds up against Monkey Mess for the A-listers.
Starship Trooper gets around, got knocked out of bounds on the outside, but ran to the end. She is free as your lead jammer. Monkey Mess also emerged from that pack.
Smart move by blockers, shocking for a little bit of positioning out there, trying to manipulate the speed. Great offense coming in from Hazard and Training.
Starship Trooper got a huge hit, got knocked down. I believe she was going to try and call it off, but Monkey Mess picking up a cut track. So they're just going to keep right on going and scoring points.
Showtime managing to catch a big piece off that pass, too.
Oh, man. Starship Trooper comes in with a huge wallop. Ends up taking herself out and getting knocked out of bounds. Once again, I got to give it up to the A-listers defense. They are just vicious.
Helen Keller did a great job of showing no mercy. The moment Starship Trooper was back on her feet, just said, you should meet the track once more.
Starship Trooper coming in. Glides around the outside, gets locked down to a complete stop, and Monkey Messes out, picking up 4 points.
It was all speed that got Monkey Mess through that pass. Blockers never managed to scrub any of that foot speed.
Starship Trooper calls off that jam after picking up 14 points in that last jam.
Looks like the smooth sound stylings of Tiffany are going to be seeing us into our last jam of the day.
Layla SmackDown, I did not know you would know who that is.
Maybe I had it on cassette tape. Lady Gotcha's wearing the star for the Rosebuds, going up against Mount Crushmore for the A-listers.
Mount Crushmore getting knocked out of bounds, having to go way back. The defense for the Rosebuds right now has come alive. Oh, and they drew the cut. That is going to give them another scoring opportunity right here as Lady Gotcha is out there.
Rosebud blockers crashing the boards, trying to make a path for Lady Gotcha.
Lady Gotcha still stuck in that pack, and the A-listers doing a great job with their defense, and they have not let up one iota this entire game.
Lil Regulator really living up to that little name.
The recycling and the waterfall effect that this team has from Los Angeles is really just amazing to watch. They have locked her in, and they are not moving forward. She is almost all the way around a full lap and is yet to become lead jammer. And just like that, out first is Mount Crushmore.
These are some of the sturdiest, strongest, most formidable walls I have seen in junior gameplay.
Lady Gotcha is out. She's going to go ahead and call it off. So the unofficial score is 280 to 120. But don't go anywhere, because we are going to make sure that the points are right, the penalties are correct. We're going to have some laps being skated, high fives being given, and some MVPs coming up in just a few short minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll make it an official final score of this sanctioned Junior Derby game. It's Angel City 280, the Rosebud All-Stars 120. Well, Angel City's out there giving a whole bunch of love. Hey, Angel City, why don't you go take a nice lap? Your fans are all waiting for you. Hey, Rosebuds, why don't you take a lap yourself? Share the love. Well, I'm going to throw it down to Layla Smackdown and Mistress Mouth on the floor for the awards for MVP.
Well, it's just so thoughtful of the A-listers to build a bridge, as of course we are in the Bridge City. We are going to let both teams put their heads together in a huddle and decide who on the opposing team is most worthy of MVP blockers and jammers. With both jobs being so different, how could you possibly pick one over the other? So that is why both deserve them. I promise you it's worth the suspense. Junior skaters are always the most concerned about being diplomatic, which is fantastic. But I think we're ready to turn some pressure on. Mistress Mouth checking in with captain of the A-listers. Who are the MVPs?
All right, who do we have for MVP blocker?
1717.
Number 17. That was Jammer. She's the jammer. Yes, she's MVP jammer.
Trooper MVP jammer for the Rosebuds.
And who do we have for MVP blocker?
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby.
Great job. Smile big for a photo. All right, and now we are checking in with Smacky Kennedy to find out who have we selected for MVP Jammer.
Gravy.
Gravy! Come on down. All right, MVP. Who have we chosen for MVP blocker?
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller! All right. Now we're going to pose for an MVP picture, and then we're going to pose for a giant group picture, and then we're going to pose for team pictures, and then we're going to evict the track. Oh my goodness, make some noise for the junior bout today.